All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas.
All right, race fans, welcome to the Windy City.
This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Chicagoland Speedway tonight for race number 6 of the season. It's a 100-lap race, and this track is a little slick tonight. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory here in the Windy City? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, it's Chicagoland Speedway tonight for race number 6 of the season. A 100-lapper tonight. Hold on to your horses, boys. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. And we got a good one for you, I believe. Little Chicagoland Speedway. Little bit of a fun track. So welcome to TurnLeftTV, and tonight is the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series, round number 6, 100-lap race here from Chicagoland. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. And always a fun adventure here at Chicagoland, so hopefully got a good race here in store for you. Guys, get about 8 minutes left in the practice session. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. How about hosting your website or your online store? You can do that through EliteHostingUSA.com as well. And that's who provides our servers here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. A quick link to our Discord server. That's where we do most of our business over at HighOctaneRacing.net. Get updates of point standings, what series we have running. Quick links to the YouTube channel as well. So we'll come on over there and join us. We got a good turnout here tonight. Do a lot of different kinds of racing as well, not just stock cars. So come on out and check us out. Let's take a look at the track here at Chicagoland. Interesting track. They don't really race it anymore, I don't think. They do the road circuit there. Downtown Chicago. 1.5 miles in length, 4 turns, of course. A little tri-oval action here. Banking in the turns at 18 degrees. Down the front stretch at 11 degrees. And the back stretch at 5 degrees. This thing's a little slick here tonight for these guys. Talking about how the car wants to over-rotate just a little bit. But hopefully you have to get up on the wheel and take care of this thing. Fun track, interesting track, and should be a fun one here, hopefully. The High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be right here tomorrow night for race number 5 of that season, 100-lap race in the Cup Series. And that racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested in doing some stock car racing on a Saturday night, Chicagoland hitting you in the face tomorrow, 100-lap race.
in the Saturday Night Thunder.
Again, I want to say thank you so much for coming in here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And please smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to go down in the description of the race and click on those links if you're interested in purchasing something through SimLab. I have a web link down in the description of this race. I have a SimLab rig, man. That's where I do my broadcasting and my racing from, of course. I have the GT Evo 1. And love it, man. Easy to put together, easy to add stuff to it as well. Whether it be aftermarket, third-party stuff, or stuff right through SimLab, it's been very, very easy to expand my my race rig.
And it is solid, baby.
So thanks for coming out and joining us. Don't forget, man, you can share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share mine. Givaldo coming in here and wishing us luck, as always. We don't see him out on the track here tonight, so he might be out of action here tonight. So hopefully we'll see Givaldo before it's over with. I think I see him in the TeamSpeak channel, so best of luck to Givaldo tonight and the whole crowd. He's the ringleader over there in the NASCAR BR, the ringleader of that crew. Givaldo's in charge, baby. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Arthur Vieira has a wee little bit of a lead over Claudio Bardelli Jr. So a couple of our Brazilian drivers showing 1-2 right now. Dennis Uderson sits in the third position. Dayna Grover is fourth. Gilmar Peixoto running in the fifth position. Gordon Carter, Givaldo Spindler, Benor Silva, Sean Jacobs, and Gelson Neto rounding out the top 10. Looking at page number 2, led by Julio Caligari. Franco Alvarez sits in the 12th position. Thiago Gomez, 13th. Steve Pierce, 14th. Todd Robillard sits in 15th position. John Stanley, Preston Hassel, Jesus Iglesias, Chris Hughes, and Jair Oliveira rounding out that page number 2. Page 3 headed up by Dan Richter. Some of these guys are halftime drivers there. Stanislav Pavlov, Antonis Paparanopoulos. Don't see him out here tonight. He's one of our newer drivers. William Snowden, Alexis Salviev, Harvey Shepard, Anthony Palermo, and then Lucas Lorenzet. High Octane Racing League Top Trucks will be back in action this Tuesday, July the 9th. Brand new season hitting you in the face. It is Pocono Raceway in the Top Trucks 70-lap race coming up on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can you believe it's already July the 9th on Tuesday? My gosh, man, what's going on here? Crazy. The Tough Trucks, a very, very fun series there. So the Tricky Triangle coming up to kick off a week at Pocono. Take a look at my race keys here tonight. Well, that's Nashville. God bless it. Fire my art crew. Oh my gosh. I don't even have keys for this this track. Ah, boy. Don't spin out. That's the race keys. Those are the race keys. Man, I am such an amateur, man. I swear to gosh. Crazy. Oh, don't have race keys tonight, man. Oh, boy. Astral Racing said, Chicago, good luck tonight, Dana. Dana racing from, I believe, Trax VR tonight. So best of luck to him, Dana Grover. So these guys getting ready to go to the qualification session. So these guys are getting ready to head over to the qualification session. And again, if you're just joining us, this is race number 6 of the season. We are Chicagoland Speedway tonight, baby. 100-lap race. Very challenging conditions here with this track here tonight. So guys are talking about how this track is quite loose. And so they're going to have to make some adjustments, and hopefully cooler heads will prevail here tonight as we head over to the qualification session. There's 2 laps in quals. Two time laps, I should say. It looks like Dennis Uterchin might be our first one out of the box. Dennis Uterchin in the 47 car, one of our Ukrainian drivers. He lives in the great city of Kharkiv. And he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m. to come out here and race with us. What a dedicated guy he is. I've known Dennis for quite a while. Met him and racing some Indy cars. And he's stuck with us. Gets up, and man, I tell you what, one of the most popular drivers here is Dennis Uterchin. 31.095 there for Dennis. Gordon Carter in the 56 car. Right now showing P1 on the grid with a 30.993. Can he improve on that? Right now sector number 1 a little bit faster there. So Gordon Carter now sector 2 faster yet. May be able to hold on to this thing down on that inside under the line. 30.910. And he is at the top of the grid. Dan Richter in the 65 car. Little work there for him. 30.991 is the time to beat. Robillard down to the top of the grid with the 30.875. Richter right now in P4. Fast in sector number 1, so it looks like this second lap is the fast one. 65, Dan Richter. That Boom Boo Raw sponsored Ford Mustang. Down to the inside. 30.868. Well, lightning fast for Dan Richter. Good right there. Jesus Iglesias barbecue out here at the 22. He's going to be at. Word has it he's going to have a new paint scheme here pretty soon. So a new sponsor in the works for Jesus Iglesias. They just finalized that sponsorship deal. Bardelli Jr. knocking knocking Richter off the top of the grid. 30.855. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. Little work to do there. Sector number 1, a little bit off the pace. Sector 2, let's see where that lands. A little bit of work to do, a little bit faster though, but a little work to do there in Sector 2. He's out there, this is going to be a slow one here because he's not really using that apron there. 31.248. Right now 14th on the grid, so he's got a little room for improvement. All those guys were dipping below that white line in the tri-oval area in this qualification. Now, you cannot dip below the white line under race conditions unless you're avoiding an accident or last lap. There he goes. He's using that shortcut there. 30.897 up to 5th on the grid for Jesus. So a better lap there for Jesus. Looks like Bardelli Jr. right now the top time. Not sure Chris Hughes or Tony Furtado are going out. Those two guys still in the pits. I would doubt Tony is. This is his first race back here. But take a look at Chris Hughes. He's in the pits right now. Or in the garage area. So it looks like quals will effectively be over. And we will get the results here very shortly once they officially end. And thanks for joining us here tonight. Let's get this party started. All right, welcome back. Qualifications technically still not over here. We got about just a little under 2 minutes left to go, and then we'll give you the official results. And again, if you're just joining us, this is Chicagoland Speedway tonight in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers series here at on TurnLeftTV, of course. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League. And I appreciate you guys joining us for the broadcast. Let's take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, tonight here at Chicagoland, and next week we'll be at the Tricky Triangle. We're on the back half of this season starting tonight. Next week, the Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway, a 70-lap race there. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, wow, how about that? A couple 2.5 milers there in a row. Indy on July the 19th. Richmond Raceway coming up on July the 26th. A little short track action, and then finishing out the season at Michigan for a 100-lap race on August the 2nd. Man, we're pushing August already. That's crazy. Take a look at the brand new season in the let me change this here, brand new season in the truck schedule. I don't think I actually have that up, so we'll take a look at that. Season number 3, I'll change that. There we go. So season number 3 starts on July the 9th, and we'll be at Pocono in the truck series. Lucas Oil Raceway, Texas Motor Speedway, Phoenix, and Richmond in that first half of that season. Man, talk about some short tracks, and the Tricky Triangle, of course, and a great 1.5 miles. The back half of that season, you see we have Talladega, Las Vegas, Bristol, Kansas, and Homestead Miami Speedway. What a great schedule there in the Tough Truck Series. And, of course, next week, or this Tuesday, kicking it off at Pocono Raceway. All right, looks like these guys have officially finished qualifications, and we will take a look at the qual results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19 qualifies P1. Dana Grover racing from Tracks VR tonight qualifies in P2. Dan Richter and Todd Rubillard make up row number 2. Jesus Iglesias, another good qualification effort there for the 22, starts in 5th. Gordon Carter will start in the 6th position. Franco Alvarez starts in 7th. Archer Vieira will start in the 8th position. Ed Palumbo, 9th. Hey, Ed Palumbo! Good to see Ed Palumbo back out here and racing. Ran a 31 flat there in the quals. Gelson Neto starts in the 10th position. Take a look at page number 2, headed up by Dennis Unichin. In the 47, he starts in P11. Steve Pierce will start 12th. I tell you what, man, that qual position and that finishing position getting better and better and better for Steve Pierce. You better keep your eye on that 51 car. Benner Silva in the 5 starts in the 13th position, as well as Spindler starts 14th. Julio Caligari in the 3X starts in the 15th position. Gilmar Pachotto will start 16th. And Chris Hughes will start in the 17th position in the 7 car. Tony Furtado! Good to see Tony Furtado back out here. He's been having some computer issues and life things going on here, so good to see Tony back out and joining us here in the Buschwacker series. Of course, he's a good old guard HORL guy, so always good to see Tony out. And we go way back. I mean, way back. So good to see Tony out. Best of luck to him tonight. Hopefully I don't think he's going to set his expectations here too high tonight with just trying to get his computer back up and running. Everything tightened up. So that's the qualification results here. We got about 8.5 minutes left in the warm-up session. Again, appreciate everybody being here tonight, man. Take a look at the chat going on here. Tracks VR, of course, joining us. Gilmar Pachotto. Good to see Gilmar out tonight. And best of luck to those guys out there on the track. There's a Fireball Flash. That is Dana Grover starting in the front row. Preston Hassel is a little bit of a computer issue there, so he's not able to join us tonight, but thanks for coming in and watching the race and joining in the chat session. I got to get my pick in here tonight. My pick. Wow. My pick here tonight. I'll tell you what. Man, we got such a strong field. Holy Toledo, man. We have a strong field here tonight. Well, I got my pick in, and I think it's going to be Dan Richter here tonight. I think Dan Richter in the 65 car. This is the kind of track that I think, we're really not too far away from where he lives. He lives in that northern part of Indiana, and, we are in Chicago. It's like Chicago East up there. He's going to get me, I know. But I will say this. I think, this track, the way that it's driving right now, really does cater to how Dan Richter drives the car. So that's why I think the 65 car has a little bit of an advantage. Oh, how about that Preston Hassel? He's going to go out there on the Ed Palumbo limb. That's a good pick. He's been off for a little while here, so I don't know. I'll tell you what, you get Ed Palumbo on a roll, it's going to be hard to keep him out of victory lane. And what a good sight to see Ed Palumbo back here on the track with us. Got about 5 minutes left. Don't forget, we will be right here tomorrow night in the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series, Open Setup Series. And it's race number 5 of the season, a 100-lap race from Chicagoland in the Saturday Night Thunder. What a storied program the Saturday Night Thunder has been. I started racing at HORL in 2001 when they started. And we were just doing pickup races. And this Saturday Night Thunder became that main series and has been going on since 2001. A lot of these guys that are out here, well, a few of these guys that are out here, I should say, are some of those old guard. It might not have been around in that 2001 range, but, Preston Hassel and, I think, Sean Jacobs not here tonight. He is one of the old guard HORL guys, too. So, and also Tony Furtado out here tonight as well. One of those old guard HORL guys. So, take a look at the 9 car here, Tony Furtado. Those guys go back, fairly long time ago. We're looking at somewhere maybe around the 2005 range or so for a lot of those guys. Looks like we got about a minute or a little under 2 minutes left to go. All right, boys and girls, we are getting pretty close here to the start. Hang on. It's about ready to get crazy here tonight. Take a look at Joe Marpachotto at 71. He's going to finish up our warm-up session, and we're getting ready to rock and roll, boys and girls. Get your picks in here. Just a few moments left before the race starts to get your pick in. All right, here we go. Get ready.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, tonight, Chicagoland here, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and let's take a look at the starting order. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the first position. 89, Dana Grover starts second. Dan Richter starts in the third position. Todd Robillard starts in P4. Starting in the fifth position is Jesus Iglesias. Gordon Carter starts sixth. Franco Alvarez starts in the seventh position. Arthur Vieta starts in P8. Starting in the ninth position is Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Gelson Neto starts in 10th. Dennis Yurchin starts in the 11th position. Steve Pierce starts in the 12th position. Starting in 13th will be Benner Silva in the 5 car. Givaldo Spindle in the 68 starts in 14th. Julio Caligari in the 3X starts in the 15th position. Gio Marpachotto starts in P16. Starting in 17th is Chris Hughes in a 7 car, and Tony Furtado starts in the 18th position. So a 100-lap race here, and Bardelli Jr. and Dana Grover will lead the field to take the green flag. Now, 100-lap race here tonight. And hopefully these guys are patient, man. This track is a little complicated. A little difficult.
And a pace car is off. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Man, that went fast, didn't it? That pace car barely got off the track. And Bardelli Jr. gets a good jump there as Dan Richter gets by Dana Grover. Grover there fighting for the 4th position now. Jesus Iglesias has moved up to P3 here in the 22 car. Grover way up the track, maybe playing that game there, saving his stuff. And Iglesias now working at bottom line. Pushing the issue there on Dan Richter. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will lead P1, or lap number 1. On board here with Franco Alvarez. He's running in the 5th position. Todd Robillard, he's in the 5th position. Franco Alvarez dropped him back to P6. Robillard was talking about how tough this car is to handle through the turns. You see those guys a little boaty right now around the turns here. Maybe those tires got to work in, get some juice on those tires. Iglesias down to the race lead. Getting by Claudio Bardelli Jr. Take a look at that pass there as Iglesias going down to the inside. And getting by Bardelli Jr. Now finds himself in the top position. Tony Furtado here trying to make some moves. Oh, Gilmar Peixoto up in the outside wall. Peixoto has brought that car up to the outside, scraping a little paint off that car. Guys are getting around. And holy Toledo. Peixoto got up to the high line, got way up in the outside wall, and those guys got around. He's going to try to get back up on his horse here, maybe gain some positions. Giulio Caligari and Tony Furtado here racing side by side. Guys having a little bit of a fist fight right now, the 3X and the 9. Furtado with the 9, and we got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag here as Gordon Carter might have come around. Gordon Carter off the pace. Also, the 4 appears to be off the pace. And now we got some more cars here crashing. Let's take a look and see what happened here. As there might have been some, if we got a take a look here as, contact there in that on that outside, and wow, a couple cars get collected in that. And then oh my gosh, man, the 71 gets right into the back. Looked like maybe Ben or Silva, not sure who that was. So there was some contact there with the 56 and the 4. The 4 is up on the high line. The 56 comes across the nose of the 4. And then the 4 comes down across the front of the 47. And then the 47 and the 63 get taken out of that as well. A little contact there with the 51. And watch that. Peixoto into the back of the 47 car. My gosh. Wow, what a hard lick there. Vietta's got some trouble there. He's come around again. There was a contact there as that looked like the 56 came across some tight racing there. Not much room, but maybe the 56 came across the nose. And we've got a ton of parts all over the track, but Peixoto had nowhere to go on that, man. Poor Peixoto. Watch this. He has nowhere to go. This unfolds in front of him, and he gets into the back of the 47 car. Oh, man, and what a hard lick there. Parts and pieces all over the track. We're under our first caution flag. Jesus Iglesias is the leader. So we got our first pit stops here. Got some new chatters in here. Wagner Ramos. You can see Wagner in here. BK cheering on Dana Grover here tonight as we see the battling here off pit lane. We'll see how this works out. Those guys who have decided to come down pit lane. Bardelli Jr. appears to be the guy who's going to come out first of that crew. Emerson Sirkowski also joining us in the chat session. Good to see Emerson out here. Dana Grover staying out maybe to get some laps led. I would suggest you he's probably going to go down pit lane here. So the 89 getting some points for leading there. Gelson, Neto, Uduchin, and Peixoto and Furtado all on pit lane. Neto had a lot of damage there on that incident. As you see him on pit lane. As I would suggest to you that Grover probably will pit his car here. I'm surprised. Maybe he came down pit lane and just took 2 tires. And Neto an extended pit stop here for the 63. Crew is pretty exacerbated right now. Knowing that early in the race here we had an incident. Get caught up in that, and wow, what a tough deal. Uduchin out of the race, perhaps. Uduchin is off the pace. He's actually in on pit lane and sending us a little chat message there in the chat session. So Neto on pit lane. Extended pit stop there for him. Uduchin got a ton of damage too. I know he's going to be on pit lane for a bit. Take a look at Uduchin, and he is missing the back end of that car, so he's going to try to get out here and make a points night of that. That thing is absolutely destroyed. See the fuel tank on that thing. So back up here, Dana Grover appears to be staying out. Unless I missed him pitting. So it does look like the 89 has come down pit lane. See, my intuition was right. I mean, I'm not that asleep. So Bardelli Jr. is our leader, and I believe the 90 of Todd Rublard up on the outside there in P2. Franco Alvarez, Dan Richter will start in the second row. So the pace car, the lights are off, and we're going to go green this time by. So while locking them back up here, bunching them back up. So the green flag seems to be dropping early here, and these guys are back to green. And Robillard anticipated that one. My heavens, did he not? 90 jumping out there to the lead. He anticipated that drop of that green flag. Dan Richter in the 65 and Benner Silva in the 5 rolling the outside line.
Yellow.
We got a yellow flag. I told you, man. Yellow flags. They breed more yellow flags, don't they? And it looked like maybe Gelson Neto might have come around here. We'll take a look. 71 off the wall. And he had a ton of damage there from an earlier incident. So a ton of damage there for him. Gilmar got up in the outside. Right there, he's smacking the wall, it looked like. And then comes down, clips the 63 car, and then into the wall. And it looked like there might have been another incident there with the 51 car. So he's had a little incident here, it looks like. So we'll take a look and see what happened to Steve Pearson. This might have been a separate incident here. Oh, he and Gilmar get together. And Pierce up into the outside wall. Contact there at the outside wall. Oh, man. And then that thing snaps straight into the wall. So a separate incident. Wow. So 2 separate incidents there. Another quickie caution here, and this is what we get a little afraid of here as we see track is a little tough here, guys. We're talking about how tough this setup was for the track. Neto looks to be down a lap there. Steve Pierce, I think, is on pit lane into 51, taking some service here. And you see, missing a hood there. So those guys are going to have some body work to fix and probably some engine issues there too, as he hit pretty hard. So Steve Pierce and that Captain Morgan spots a machine is on pit lane, as we're on caution number 2. So one car out of the race, and that is Peixoto. What a tough break there for Gilmar. And Franco Alvarez has his car up to P2 in the 83. Bardelli Jr. is third, Richter fourth. See Benner Silva rounding out the top five. Don't forget, next week we will be at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. We're heading east, baby. Leaving the Windy City and heading over to the Tricky Triangle there in Pennsylvania. 70-lap race from the Tricky Triangle, and then we got another 2.5-mile track the next week, and that's Indy, the crown jewel of motorsports. And a 70-lap race there on July the 19th. Richmond, a little short track action on July the 26th, and Michigan. Back to Michigan, a 100-lap race on August the 2nd. A lot of drivers out here tonight, 18 drivers. Again, guys are going to have to be a little patient here. These tires wear in a little bit. I think once the tires kind of get some, get a little bit of rubber buildup on them, a little bit of track dust on them, I guess, and a little bit of rubber burn off of them, the car does seem to handle a little bit better. For some reason, on these colder tires in this situation at this track, the setup seems a little bit loose for these guys on the starts. As the 90 car is our leader. Gudichin does appear to be back off pit lane, so he is on the lead lap, which is good news for him. And appears to be closing back in. Somebody needs to get out there and pick up that debris. Well, I think we're probably going to get the one to go this time by. I would suggest to you that the 90 car, there you go, I was going to say, I would suggest you the 90 car is going to take the inside line, and he does. And that's going to put Alvarez up on the outside line. Bardelli Jr. will start in row 2 on the inside. Dan Richter starts row 2 on the outside line. Some guys ducking down pit lane. Looks like Gudichin back on pit lane. Dana Grover on pit lane, and also Gelson Neto on pit lane. Now, Neto's been on pit lane a few times. He is 2 laps down. And we're going to go green this time by. So the 90, the 83, the 19, the 65, rows 1 and 2. Benner Silva and Palumbo will be row number 3, P5, P6. Lights are out on the pace car. The pace car ducking in. We're going to get that quickie yellow or green flag again. Hopefully not a quick yellow. My hopes are not very high, actually. So the pace car coming off. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Robillard, another good start there, but Alvarez seemed to be a little bit more on the ball there for that one. Anticipated a little bit better, but Robillard seems to be getting some good starts here on these greens. 19 of Bardelli Jr. Now getting by, running in P2. Bardelli Jr. pushing the issue on the back of that 90 car. Alvarez right there as well. 65, Dan Richter in fourth. Silva is in the fifth position. Ed Palumbo running in P6. How about that? Ed Palumbo back out here at it. Already up there in the top 10. Those guys, they've taken much time off as Ed has in his mellow yellow sponsor machine tonight. Taking much time, as much time as Ed has off from racing. It'd take a little while to get back into the swing of things, but he's right back at it. He is right back at it, and he is running in P6. Caligari just behind him in the 3X car, running in the 7th position. And Vieta says he wants to get up there to P7. Is Vieta out to the inside of Caligari. Archie Vieta picking up a spot as Caligari gave him a wave by. Archie Vieta now in P7. Caligari is in the 8th position. Going on with Claudio Bardelli Jr. here. Not sure what's happened to Bardelli Jr. Oh, Bardelli Jr. up at the outside wall. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19. Drifted up the track, got into the outside wall. It's going to give up a ton of positions. Pulls it off the wall, but he lost a ton of positions. Holy smokes. Claudio Bardelli Jr. The car got away from him. He chased the car up the track and got in the outside wall. Take a look here. And here he's running in P2. But he got way up the track here and could not get this car off the wall, and those guys going around. Not a mistake you see Bardelli Jr. making too often. Holy Toledo. He was running into 2nd position. Take a look here. As you see Bardelli Jr. getting into the wall up on the outside. Take a look here as on board here with Archie Vieta. And getting into turn 1 right there. And Bardelli Jr. Into the wall and giving up a ton of position. But a great job, though, that he did, keeping that thing from coming back down off the wall and into traffic. Take a look at this. Dan Richter, Bitter Silva. Dan Richter in a 65, Bitter Silva in a 5 car side by side. And Palumbo went into this mix as well. And Richter gets by now in P4. Take a look out in the back of Richter's car. You see Bitter Silva working back out on the high side. And Palumbo into 6th position. Now moving to the high side. Dennis Schuderchin in the 47. Gets by Givaldo. Givaldo went up the track. Gelson Neto, a couple laps down, is in the 16th position. He does have the lucky dog spot, but he is 2 laps down. He'd like to see a caution flag to get back at least one of those laps back. But he's going to pass somebody on the track, there's for sure. And Gelson Neto getting by Givaldo, not for position. Bitter Silva up the track here, and he's going to leave the door open for the 54 car. This is for the 5th spot as Ed Palumbo into 54, down on the bottom line. And getting by the 5. I'll tell you what, you got a ton of racing experience right there between the two of those guys. Ed Palumbo and the 54 car and the 5 of Bitter Silva. What a ton of championships and a ton of experience. And that's textbook racing right there. The 4 of Archie Vieta. Oh, down to the inside of Franco Alvarez. Alvarez left him a gap there. And I'll tell you what, man, he needed a shoehorn to get that car into that gap, and he does it. Holy smokes, did you see that? So Archie Vieta slithered in there like a snake. What a great move there by Vieta. Let's take a look here. Archie Vieta He went down to the inside and just a timing. Oh, man, I tell you what, that was crazy. We got a caution flag. What a good pass there. And we got a caution flag. And it looks like Furtado's come around here in the 9 car. And we'll start getting a little comfortable, weren't they? Let's take a look here as Furtado. Oh, Furtado comes up the track. He touched the apron just a little bit and slid up the track and got into Jelson. And Jelson, I think, is going to get the lucky dog. We'll take a look here. As you see right here, it looks like Tony might have touched the apron just a little bit right there, and then he comes up the track and gets into Jelson Neto. For all intents and purposes, it does look like that was a single car incident. Pierce a little bit behind this action. It looked like Dana Grover, I think, might have had a little bit better look at that. Out of the front of Dana Grover's machine, you see right there coming off the turn. That was some tight racing. Oh, right there. Yeah, it got up into just got up into Jelson, it looked like. On board here with Jelson. Oh, a little rattle his cage. And then the 9 coming around. We're back under caution here with a little incident there between the 9 and the 63. Under caution here as you see these guys coming down pit lane. So one car out of the race. And we're under caution for our third time here tonight. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here at Chicagoland. Race number 5 of the season. And a 100-lap race in that great track in a great series. The Saturday Night Thunder, a storied series, been going on for 23 years. QR code down there at the bottom if you'd like to join us. Good way to get a hold of us there is scan that QR code. You can join up here at High Octane Racing League. We don't just do stock car racing. We do GT3. We do Indy cars. We've done BTCC. We've done some multi-class events as well. Guys have been clamoring a little bit for the GT3 stuff to come back here. I personally have been hugely busy, and hopefully we'll get that back very, very soon. In case you don't know, I've been taking another class in the summer here. So I'm a school teacher and taking a class here in the summer. So that's taken up a lot of my free time and completely destroyed my summer. So Dennis Unichin is our leader. And it looked like maybe Gelson Neto has gotten back at least one of those laps. I would suggest you the 47 probably going to come down pit lane here. He wants to get some laps led, but a little bit of damage there on the back of that 47 car. Right now running as our leader, but he will bring that Toyota down pit lane or down the pit road, I think, and tuck into his pit stall. Take some service here. That will give Todd Robillard the lead back. I think Todd has been really, really solid here at this track. Guys are saying here now that there's a little rubber buildup on this track, it seems like it's actually gotten better. So the 90 is going to elect to take the inside line. Also looks like Bargelli Jr. has come down pit lane. Remember, Bargelli Jr. hit the wall, outside wall there, early in that little short stint. And now back down pit lane there for him. He's going to get some damage repaired on that vehicle, I believe. So actually, he just topped off. So he topped off on fuel. He might be thinking long run here. All right, Robillard, the leader, he's going to choose that inside line again. Franco Alvarez is going to start in the second position. Jesus Iglesias starts third. Dana Grover up to the fourth position in the 89 car. See the 56 and the 4, and a little contact between the two of those guys earlier in the race. We'll see if that fisticuffs isn't over. I don't think there was anything intentional in that contact between Vieta and Gordon Carter. So here we go. Pace car's off. Back to green. And just like before, the 90 car gets the good jump as the 83 Franco Alvarez. That Bass Tracker, Bass Pro Shop sponsored machine. Tucks in the second position. Jesus Iglesias back up front here. He's in the third spot. We got a battle here behind a couple of our Canadian drivers here. Running close together, and the 89 leading that Canadian effort. He is running in the fourth position. Art DeVille is in P5. Ed Palumbo now getting by, running in the sixth position. Gordon Carter falling back there as now it looks like Dan Richter trying to get through. Dan Richter on the outside. And Gordon Carter seems to have got neck. Oh, man, they started to get a little too wide right there. Starting to get a little close. There's Ricker on the outside of 56. Gordon Carter on the inside line. That high place moving sponsor, Chevy. And Ricker wants to get that forward around those two Chevys. He's sticking with the high line. I think he feels like right now this is the place to be here, right behind the 54. Ricker holding on serve on the outside. He lost his partner there. Boy, they're getting a little racy. Getting a little racy up here. A lot of laps to go, and they are getting racy. Dana Grover in the 89. And Jesus Iglesias also making some moves. He just got around the 83 car. And Iglesias is on the move here in that Orange Crush sponsor Chevy. And Iglesias says, I am going for the race lead. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. Figuring it out here, and now down the backstretch. He needs a little help. The Orange Crush sponsored Chevy Camaro going to come off turn 3, turn 4 there in the lead. But he has got Archer Vieta breathing down his neck right now. Archer Vieta, NASCAR BR sponsor Camaro, so we got a Camaro loaded front group. Alvarez also in the Camaro. And we got a Toyota. These guys getting racy right now. And Palumbo running in that 54 car, that Mella Yellow sponsor machine. Gordon Carter in the 56, and he is starting to make some moves as well. Looking out in front of Gordon Carter's machine, see the 90. Said, this is too rich for my blood right now. You guys go ahead. And he said he'd been taking some doing some two-tire stops here, but two-tire stops. Stops, not stops, man. That's sounds like I've had some schnapps. He said he's been doing 2 tires on his pit stops, and that may have maybe a factor here. He feels like he got snookered there on the start. He got a couple laps in. He was all over the back of Franco Alvarez. They're still side by side as Alvarez now dropping back. Dana Grover in the 89 going to try to sneak through. Alvarez really good about using everything he can and getting everything he can out of those tires. Iglesias is the leader. Opened up a little bit of a gap there. He and Vieta. Todd Robillard now clearing some guys, and he is back up here to P3. Trying to close back in on the 4 car and the 22 car. Take a look at the Julio Caligari. Caligari now getting by Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo giving up that position now back to the 10th spot. But Caligari on the move. Now closing in on Benner Silva. Dan Richter in this mix too. Benner Silva all over the back of Dan Richter. The Caligari having a battle with Jelson Neto. Neto is a lap down. He is in the lucky dog position. Julio Caligari in the 3X. Tuck it in behind Benner Silva. Talking about those guys running a lot of laps together, man. Benner Silva and Julio Caligari, those guys go way back. Tony Furtado here in the 9 at Valvoline sponsored machine in his first race back in a long time. Mixing it up here with Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes in the 7 car has to tuck in. Furtado now up to the 12th position. Hughes falling back to P13. He's closing in on a couple cagey veterans here as Claudio Bargelli Jr. just ahead in the 11th spot at Palumbo in 10th. Things are getting serious up front here. Getting serious now as we've got a pack of cars vying for the race lead. Jesus Iglesias the leader. 43 laps in. Archer Vieta on the outside just behind him. Robillard has to tuck in. He was down on the inside. Looks like he was going to battle for the race lead, but he has to tuck in. And now in the 3rd position. Take a look here as now Robillard going to the outside. That car did not go anywhere on him right there up the track. Didn't go where he wanted it to go. And Alvarez sneaks around. Alvarez snuck around. It looks like now Dana Grover going to use the outside line. Dana Grover, that Trax VR Toyota. The lead Toyota in the field.
Yellow.
We got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag here, and maybe Now Furtado looks like he's off the pace. Also the 7, Furtado, big time damage there for him. Man, things started getting a little racy. So it looked like Tony Furtado and Chris Hughes might have gotten together. And Gelson Neto's going to get the lucky dog out of this. We'll take a look and see what happened here. Furtado on the outside line. Chris Hughes in the 7. And Furtado gets up behind the... Oh, right there. Looked like Chris Hughes came up the track a little bit. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, the 9 hard into the outside wall. Holy smokes. What's this? The 7 car, I think he just gets up the track. Coming off the turn, and he gets up the track here, gets in to the side of the 9, and the 9 right there tries to save it, and straight head on into the wall. Wow. Leadership was behind that action there, it looked like. A little bit back there. Man. And Palumbo in this mix, too. He saw what was going on there. You see here out in the back of Ed Palumbo's machine. And it looked like, the 7 car just almost came around and slid up the track right there. And then, Furtado hard into the wall. Yeah, if you take a look at that, it looked like out of the back of Ed Palumbo's car. Watch this. You see the 7 car. You see the back end of that car wanting to come around. And it's going to end up right there, snapping back. He's trying to chase it. And then, clips the 9 car. Man, what a hard lick there. Well, Jesus Barbecue Iglesias is the leader. Yeah, so we got some guys coming down pit lane here as a full range of pit stops. And Iglesias is going to lead the field to come down pit lane, and we're going to have a battle here off pit lane, I believe. Always like to watch these. Busy pit lane right now. Wow. And Barbecue getting off the pit lane. Oh, did a shoot up there as well. Look at that cluster. So looked like Jesus Iglesias going to get out there. So the 68, Givaldo Spindola, is our leader, getting some points for leading the lap, and I think he'll come down pit lane. Gelson Neto is back on the lead lap. He got the lucky dog on that caution flag, so great news for Gelson Neto. Right now shown in the second position. You know he's going to come down pit lane and take some service here, but I think he's just hoping to maybe to get a lap lead out of that deal. But nonetheless, good news there for him as he is back on the lead lap. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks, the Craftsman Truck Series there. The Tough Truck Series will be at Pocono Raceway on Tuesday, July the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A 70-lap race. at Pocono. Kicking off a whole week at Pocono. And again, we'll take a look at the schedule here. Of course, next week we'll be at Pocono here in the Buschwackers series. And then Indy. So, 2 great tracks there right in a row. In short track at Richmond and Michigan to finish out the season. So on the back half of the season here with this race tonight. Furtado looks like he is retired from the race. What a tough break there for Tony Furtado. And in the garage area, he and the 71, the 2 cars in the garage at this point. And see Valdo on the pit lane. And the pace car going to come off this time by, I believe. So it looks like Jesus Iglesias is the leader. Dennis Schuderchin is second. Palumbo third. Alvarez is in fourth. Vieira and Richter, Robillard is fifth. Vieira is sixth. We got some different look up front here with this restart. Going to be interesting to see how this works out. But I tell you what, man, Jesus Iglesias has looked really, really strong here tonight. Got a long way to go. We approach halfway. It's been an interesting night here. A little bit of a good little green flag run right there. Better than, of course, the middle 2 caution flags. So the pace car is off, or is coming off here.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Iglesias leads the field here as he has got a pretty good jump. But Dennis Schuderchin got a little recharge. A fresh look at things as he is now back up front. But he's having some issues there on the outside line as Iglesias clears him. And Alvarez also clears as well. Robillard in the 90 showing that strength. At C4 Energy sponsor Camaro, and he gets around Franco Alvarez. So Schuderchin dropping back. Again, that car is pretty severely damaged, but he is making it competitive. He's running now in the 6th position. So we went from 2nd to 6th in less than a lap. Robillard now vying for the race lead as he's battling Iglesias. Iglesias on the outside. Might have been a little warp in there. Iglesias, we jumped on board here with him. But Robillard gets by in the 90. Back to the front for Todd Robillard. Iglesias is not satisfied with that. Iglesias going to try to get through. Boy, these guys getting close. Racing it out like it's the last lap right now. And still a drag race down the backstretch. Alvarez likes what he sees. Get out of the front of Franco Alvarez's machine as Iglesias showing some muscle there, getting back by the 90. Camaro's 1, 2, and 3. 4th place is a Ford of Dan Richter. Arthur Vieira sandwiched in there in the Camaro. He's running in the 5th position. What about Gordon Carter bouncing back here? He is running in the 8th position in the 56. from an earlier incident, but the high place moving sponsor Camaro here in the top 10. Dana Grover on the outside line. A couple Canadians there battling each other. Ed Palumbo in the 54, the Mela Yellow sponsor machine. Oh, there's contact there. Oh, no, they're going to get it straightened up. They're going to get it straightened up. We got a yellow flag. It looked like there was contact. Dana Grover got in this mix, and he is in the wall. He's stuck in the wall, but there was contact. Take a look here as it looked like the 89 got in a huge hurry there, and then the 63 comes around. 63 gets through that, but Dana Grover, oh man, I'll tell you what, comes up the track. Caligari had nowhere to go. Well, Caligari had nowhere to go on this one. Let's take on board here with him. Watch this. This is going to be a whole front end full of the 89 car. Caligari just absolutely got annihilated there. Yeah, it seemed like Grover had really taken a run into the turn and came up the track and got into the 63 car. Slid up the track right there, got into the 63, and then snaps, gets twisted there, gets hit in the rear quarter, and then comes across and hard lick for the 3X. Man. Neto ends up spinning. He can't hold on to the thing. I thought he was going to be able to make it through, but he ends up coming around, clipping the 89. And then he goes through the grass. Man, that was a hard lick right there. And there's parts and pieces all over the track. Through the track, melting into the track. So a lot of laps to go here, and another caution flag. It looks like we are working on caution number 5, I believe. All right, the 83, Franco Alvarez is the leader as Dan Richter shown in the second position. Givaldo Spindle up to third. Robillard fourth. Vieta is in fifth. How about this? Sean Jacobs in here. He said he was watching his son play baseball today, so he's back here. Hopefully he's did well tonight, or their team did well. All right, the 83, Franco Alvarez, going to take the inside line here, and I think Richter's going to take the outside line, it looks like. That's the way that's going to shake out. All right, I think we're going to go green this time, by. And 68 and a 90 side by side. This is going to be an interesting restart here with the 65 and the 83. We haven't seen these two up front here as far as on the front row here for a restart.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. And Richter gets a good jump. Wow. What a good jump there, as maybe Alvarez gave him a little bit of grace there. But, whoa, boy. Givaldo dropping back, so he did not get a good, very good start. So Givaldo dropping back on that restart. Wow, maybe that's what caused those guys to check up there. And Givaldo now falling back to the 10th position. Dan Richter, our new race leader. That's the guy I chose to win this race, so we'll see how that works out. We've got a lot of laps to go. 39 laps, 38 laps to go. As Richter to the outside. As Robillard just behind him. Jesus Iglesias has been lightning fast, getting his car back up front, and he is aggressive here tonight. Think he can taste a win? Oh, no, we got another one.
Yellow.
And Gelson Neto has had a horrible night here. It looks like he has retired his car. Gelson Neto has just had a bad night. Take a look and see what happened. Oh, he came up the track, got into the 54, and then comes back across. And it looked like maybe Palumbo might have come around as well. So Palumbo didn't make it through that. It looked like Gelson might have just come up the track. And Palumbo on the outside line, following Benor Silva. And Jelson gets up the track right there. Oh, and then hard into the wall. And then there might have been some more contact as Ed Palumbo couldn't make it, getting that car straightened back up. Oh, man. So right here, so Neto coming up the track. We'll take a look at the Bardelli's car and getting into the 54. And there was some more ancillary stuff there happening behind. So right there. Now Bardelli Jr. might have had a look at that. Take a look at Bardelli Jr.'s car. Yeah, right there. It just seems like those guys, and there was more action there behind as Givaldo got into it as well. We go back to live here. Been a little bit of a challenging race. '65, Dan Richter. So Jesus Iglesias now to the lead. Robillard is second. Alvarez third. I'll tell you what, the Orange Crush sponsored machine here, he has been solid tonight. He's gotten himself a little bit back in the pack and had to fight back up front. But this car is looking really fast. I mean, as he, just before that caution flag, approaching those guys, you just saw so much speed in this 22 car. I think Jesus is going to have a really good night here tonight if he can keep the fenders on the thing. And keep this track position. I think you're looking at a guy that may have his first win of the season. We'll have to see. That Orange Cross sponsor machine is looking good here tonight. And word on the street is there may be a new sponsorship deal in the works for Jesus Iglesias. He is down to the inside. Now, some of those guys may not have come down pit lane. So Jesus Iglesias did not come down pit lane. The 90 didn't come down. So those front guys did not come down pit lane. Now, Caligari's come down pit lane, so he's given up some track position. That 3X car is on pit lane now. So giving up a little track position here on the back half of this race may not be a bad idea here. We got a little, we got some time left, that's for sure. As we take a look at Caligari coming back out on track, now in the 13th position. The risky part about that is that, you can get caught up in an incident. So Robillard's going to take the outside line as Iglesias has chosen this inside line. Looks like we'll have another lap to figure it out. Definitely Iglesias confirming that he wants the inside line and puts the 90 up on the outside. Alvarez will start on the inside, row 2. Archer Vieta starts in row 2 on the outside. Mardelli Jr. has gotten his car up to the 5th position. Chris Hughes in 6th in the 7 car. We haven't talked too much about Chris Hughes tonight, but he got caught up in an earlier incident. But the 7 car now back up to P6. Ben Silva is in 7th. Dan Richter is 8th. Gordon Carter will start in the 9th position. In 10th will be Givaldo Spindola. We've got a war of attrition here now as 4 cars out of the race. Steve Pierce is 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. It looks like the bottom line is pretty good here on these restarts. I think for the most part, it's just how well you anticipate the drop of the green flag.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. And Robillard seems to have anticipated that a little better. Maybe starting down in first gear. He's getting a heck of a run there on the starts and outruns the 22 car into turn 1. And the 90 back to the front. Iglesias says, not so fast. And Iglesias getting back by. So Jesus Iglesias in the 22 as quickly as he fell back. He is now back up there. And look at who's up front here. 83, Franco Alvarez. Alvarez realizes it might be go time here. It might be go time. Franco Alvarez running in the 3rd position. Vietta's on the outside following Robillard. And these guys are getting tight. Mardelli Jr., I don't think he's had the race that he's wanted to have tonight. And, there might have been some contact, and he's in the outside wall. Mardelli Jr. trying to hang on. Mardelli Jr. got into Ben Silva and got into the outside wall. Oh, boy, did he hang on to that or what? Holy smokes. My heavens, man. That car zipped across the track after he made contact with the outside wall. Let's take a look at that again. As you see right here, the 19, he gets up the track just a little bit right there. The car snapped on him. He tried to catch it, got into Ben Silva, and into the outside wall, comes across the track. My heavens. And then the 5 car, I don't know what was going through his mind. He had to be thinking, praying, Lord, don't fail me now. As Ben Silva had a look at that. Oh boy, you're a Ben Silva. Watch this. Right there, as he had a little bit of run, and Mardelli Jr. snapped across the front, and Silva gets around, and I don't know how in the world we didn't have a caution flag right there. Oh, late Toledo. Look at this, the 7 of Chris Hughes, Dennis Unichin battling. The 47 and the 7. And the 7 car to the outside as the 47 in that Toyota trying to battle back. And Chris Hughes going to pull off that pass, and I think Ed Palumbo, he's had his car repaired, got some fresh tires on it, and now back out on the track, but he has lost some track position. He's running in the 11th spot. Caligari just behind him as Dennis Unichin trying to tuck in. I think that car is handling quite as well as he'd want it to handle here. As Caligari now working on the bottom side of Dennis Judichon. The 3X getting by the 47 car up into the outside wall. This car, it might be a little boogered up. There's Robillard back to the lead. Where did Jesus Iglesias go? We'll take a look at that pass as Artur Vieta behind the 90. And Iglesias on the bottom line as the 4 and the 90 teaming up. Get by Jesus Iglesias. And Jesus is now falling back to the 5th position. As we go back to live here. The 83, Franco Alvarez, been a quiet night here for him tonight. But now he is up front. He's running in the 2nd position as Artur Vieta is in 3rd. Well, Franco Alvarez in P2. Robillard is the leader. Bernard Silva up the track. As Jesus trying to battle back. He is battling Dan Richter. Richter's in this mix. Gordon Carter now back up in this pack as well. We got a battle here for the race lead as Franco Alvarez to the inside. Franco Alvarez down to the inside as Artur Vieta going to try to follow him through. Using that hole created by the Alvarez machine. And he's going to get by Todd Robillard. Robillard battling back though. Robillard batting back on the outside as Artur Vieta cannot pull off the pass. And Robillard, Vieta drifted up the track right there. He's going to leave the bottom open for the Bernard Silva machine. Bernard Silva sneaking through. Jesus Iglesias in this mix. 65 in this mix. These guys are getting racy. These guys are getting racy. Giulio Caligari in the 3X. Chris Hughes in the 7 car. Caligari to the inside of Chris Hughes. Caligari picking up P10. This is getting racy up front here, boys. As Alvarez is the leader. We got some battling going on here with Bernard Silva. Jesus Iglesias, Dan Richter. They're almost 3 wide. They are 3 wide. 3 wide. The 56 in this mix. Holy Toledo. The 56 has got a handful on his hands right now. He has got a handful. The 65, Richter muscles his way through, and Gordon Carter going to try to sneak through. As Artur Vieta's coming down pit lane, I believe. Artur Vieta might have come down pit lane. I'm not sure what happened to Vieta. He is on pit lane. Artur Vieta on pit lane. What is going on with Artur Vieta? Artur Vieta came down, maybe anticipating, maybe he was out of gas. I mean, maybe. But Artur Vieta came down pit lane. Wow, what a turn of events there. Did not see that coming. Artur Vieta peeled off the track and came down pit lane. Very, very interesting there. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but Artur Vieta peeled off the track, came down pit lane. And our race leader is the 83, Franco Alvarez. Todd Robillard indicating he's going to have to come back down pit lane. So Todd Robillard peeling off the track to make a pit stop. We got a few laps to go here, but Robillard on pit lane, Alvarez on pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Dan Richter in the 65 car. Todd Robillard on pit lane. So we are seeing some green flag pit stops. We've been waiting for this. We have been waiting for this. Dan Richter way up the track, and I told you, man, I think this is the kind of track that really favors his driving style. The setup, the track, all favoring his driving style. Gordon Carter on pit lane. Gordon Carter in the 56 car making a pit stop. So Vieta led the show down pit lane. Richter in the 65, I started to say the 89, 65 car is the leader. And here we go. 65 making a pit stop, and that leaves the race lead to Ben Silva in the 5 car. See Gordon Carter now coming back out on track. Richter and Palumbo both on pit lane. Ben Silva is the leader. And you got to be wondering how long Ben Silva can stay out. Maybe he's hoping for a caution flag. Give himself a little bit of a cushion. Ed Palumbo on pit lane finishing up his pit stop. So the 54, Ed Palumbo. Perhaps his final pit stop of the race if we stay green. Ben Silva down to the bottom line as those guys are getting by. So you can see he is really, really off the pace, but he is the leader as those guys are fresh rubber, and this may hurt him here. He's gambling a little bit, and this could hurt him in the long run. If this stays green, I don't think he's going to be in a good position. So Ben Silva is the leader. You kind of see where that gap is. Julio Caligari 4.5 seconds back in the second position in the 3X car. All those guys that are on fresh rubber. And Caligari maybe trying to save his stuff. Ben Silva indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. Chris Hughes gets a drive-through. He gets a penalty. Chris Hughes speeding on pit lane. What a tough break there for him late in this race. And Ben Silva sideways there for that bad boy. Oh, man, does he get that car slowed down? Does he get that car slowed down? I don't know. Givaldo Spindola now the race leader. I'm not sure about Ben Silva whether he got that car slowed down or not. Yeah, it looked a little hot. A little saucy coming in there. A little saucy on that one. Let's go back here and see if Silva got a penalty. Nothing on the ticker about it, so it looks like he was safe. Oh, so maybe he is. Oh, Ben Silva did get caught. Ben Silva got caught speeding. That's what I thought. I tell you what, I didn't get anything on the ticker, but Ben Silva now doing a drive-through. Penalty for Ben Silva. Wow, what an unfortunate incident there for the 5 car. Oh, what a tough break there. And Archer Vieta is the leader. Ben Silva back on the pit lane, and I'm not sure he actually pitted the car. Maybe he didn't turn his, he had to do a stop and go. Silva and the 5 had to do a stop and go. Oh, man, devastating penalty there for Ben Silva. Back out. And he got caught by the police, baby. Stop and go for Benner Silva with 10 laps to go. In traffic here as look at this battle shaping up. Franco Alvarez, Arthur Vieta, Dan Richter, Todd Robillard, and Gordon Carter. 5-car race now. Robillard to the bottom line here, trying to get this car to stick through the turns. Gordon Carter in this mix. Look at that battle there. Franco Alvarez is the leader. Franco Alvarez the leader, and they're battling for P2 behind him. Robillard drifting up the track a little bit. Vieta also drifting up the track, giving him some room perhaps. Can Alvarez make it 3 in a row? Oh, there's contact. Contact. Vieta got into the wall. Got into the wall, and he comes around. It looked like maybe Carter might have drifted up and got into the 4. Oh, boy. These guys did not want to see that. Did not want to see that. It looked like there might have been some contact between Gordon Carter and Arthur Vieta. Down on the inside is the 56. And actually it looked like Vieta got loose. Got down into Gordon Carter. And then, whoa! Vieta thought he had it saved. And then the car came around. Dan Richter had a ringside seat for that one. Look at this on board here with Dan Richter. As it does look like Vieta comes down and gets into the 56 car. And those guys had some contact earlier tonight. Take a look at that. That is an interesting. Take a look here. It does look like the 4 car might have gotten in to the 56. See the 4, the back end of that is wanting to come around. And then there's contact there. And I think the 56 did move up a little bit. Take a look at this line. Could come up there a little bit, I think. And then I think the 4 car just could not hang on to that thing. And then into the wall right there. There was a little bit of moving up by the 56. Take a look here. There's a little bit of moving up the track there by the 56. Not so much. I think really looking at probably that 4. Oh, man, that was a tight one there. And it looks like the 4 not able to hang on to that thing. A late race caution flag here and tighten things back up. Gordon Carter is the leader here in the 56. And man, that racing was getting absolutely crazy. 4 cars out of the race. Neto, Grover, Furtado, and Peixoto all out of the race. Been a long one here, but now looking at a shootout here for the finish. Where's Jesus when we need it? Jesus has been really fast on these restarts. Let's see where he's at. Right now showing in the 8th position. I don't know, man. I'm not sure I'm going to throw all my chips in that this is going to stay green. So Bardelli Jr. up front as well. And that racing was intense. I had a feeling that eventually you were going to get a caution flag here before it was over, as hard as these guys were racing. But this is definitely going to give it a different look here with some guys staying out. I mean, Carter and Bardelli Jr. both stayed out. I don't think they came down pit lane. Of course, we were looking at the replay for quite a while. I want to thank you for everybody coming in here and watching the race tonight, or on the replay, however you're doing it. I appreciate your patronage here. A little of a challenge tonight here at Chicago. Guys were talking right away of that the setup just was really, really skatey. So maybe something we're going to have to work on is the setup for this series in this mod. At this track, I should say. But don't forget, the Saturday Night Thunder will be right back here tomorrow night for race 5 of the season. A 100-lap race from Chicagoland in the Saturday Night Thunder coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, July the 6th. And we would like to say happy Independence Day, although we're a day late on that. But happy Independence Day to all those Americans. America. Shooting off fireworks. And went outside this morning. Had to clean my yard, my driveway, and the top of my Jeep off. And I think there was even some fireworks up on my roof as well. So I made sure I collected all the debris, and the people who shot them off will get them back. Deposited in their front yard. So Gordon Carter, Claudio Bardelli Jr. will make up the front row. Alvarez and Caligari will be in row 2. All right, the pace car, I think, is going to come off the track this time by. Looking like it is, even though it's got its lights on.
Green flag, green flag.
And here we go, back to green. A green-white checker here tonight. There's Bardelli Jr. jumping out to the race lead, but look at that, Jesus Iglesias, that 22. We know he has fresher tires. He is right behind, and he has been fast, and we got a yellow flag. And we got a yellow flag here. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Well, Vieira snuck up the track there, got into the 7. Oh, and then there was contact. Looked like, man, it just guys got into one another right there. And when the caution came out, Bardelli Jr. was in the lead. Then our Silva getting the lucky dog, although we will not be going back green, so it looks like we're going to finish it under caution. So it looks like Bardelli Jr., boy, he did not really have the race that I think he wanted to have through most of this race, and ends up front when he needed it. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. getting the win here tonight. And Iglesias has a great night too. But I tell you what, Claudio, sometimes you just got to be a little lucky, and I think he was a little lucky tonight in getting that car up where he needed to be at the time he needed to get it there. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. on a great run there for him. We got to figure this out. So great job, Claudio, figuring it out there tonight. When he needed to get the car up front, he got the car up front. And sometimes you don't have to be good, you just got to be lucky. And he definitely was lucky here tonight. It's been a minute since we've seen Bardelli Jr. at Victory Lane. So the Samba Man back in Victory Lane. He's been a little bit of a part-timer here this season, but hey, he'll take it when he can get them. Let's take a look at the results here tonight. And again, a difficult race here for us, but let's see if we get the session results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Jesus Iglesias, good P2 run there for him. Franco Alvarez finishes in third. Gordon Carter finishes in the fourth position. Todd Robillard finishes in fifth. Julio Caligari finishes in the sixth position. Dan Ricker seventh. Ed Palumbo eighth. Dennis Udichin finishes in the ninth position. And Arthur Vieira finishes in P10. Finishing in the 11th position is Givaldo Spindola. Finishing in 12th, Benar Silva. Chris Hughes finishes in 13th. Steve Pierce 14th. Gelson Neto finishes in the 15th position. Dana Grover 16th. Tony Furtado finishes in 17th. And Gilmar Peixoto finishes in the 18th position tonight. So congratulations to Claudio. We'll see if we can't get him up in Victory Lane here with us. Have a chat. All right, Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us in the booth, and coming into tonight and through the course of this race, did you really think that you would end up having this car in victory lane tonight?
Hello, good night. I try to maintain my calm, my patience. This car is very difficult tonight, but I try to maintain calm. I look guy in the final.
Well, you had some great racing. It looked like Jesus Iglesias really was on a rail tonight, on fire with the speed of that car, and he was up there battling as well. Good to see him up there tonight. But, man, on that restart, did you have a feeling that it may end up going caution, then you might get the win there under yellow?
Yes, in the last yellow, I try to start in first gear. But Franco is new tire, Jesus is new tire. I maintain my line. Franco is outside, Jesus inside. Oh my God! I choose the inside. Jesus is push me. In the lucky to yellow flag, I don't push it to two guys.
Well, you had a long green flag run there right before that second to last caution flag. We had some green flag pit stops. Talk about how that racing was for you in that big pack of cars.
I try to maintain the tires in save the tires. In the 15 laps, I entered the pits. The guys is 25, 26 laps. I have the new tires basically in the last yellow. I try to maintain my patience. Yeah, I'm lucky in the final.
Well, what a run there for you. Good to see the 19 back in victory lane. Next week, a very different track faces us. We have the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. How do you feel about that track and maybe picking up another win here next week?
I love the Pocono. It's a good track for me. I try to catch up with Arthur in championship. I believe it is no good today. Disputing in the final, I try to win the Pocono.
Well, congratulations, Claudio. Good to see Samba Man back in victory lane, and good luck to you next week. Congratulations, Fighter Bands.
Thank you. Obrigado.
All right, that's Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us up here in the booth and getting a big win here at Chicagoland. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a guy that you never really count out, but it was not a guy that was super on my radar here tonight. To win this race. I really thought, we had some other guys there. Jesus, as that race started to pour on there, Jesus Iglesias really showed how strong he was here in that 22 car. He was driving that car like it was on rails, and he was lightning fast. I don't know what he had under the hood there, but it was some extra juice, that's for sure. But so congratulations to Jesus on getting a good finish here tonight. He finished in P2. So fantastic job there for Jesus and his effort. But Claudio Bardelli Jr., man, I'll tell you what, sometimes, he's good, but sometimes you got to be a little lucky too, and he definitely was. And it was a good run there for Jesus. And as I mentioned, next week we will be at Pocono Raceway for a 70-lap race. It'll be right here in a great, great track. And we can't wait to join you next week. I really have enjoyed this race tonight, although there were a little bit too many caution flags, but the racing was intense when we got those good green flag runs going. Tough Trucks will be back in action on Tuesday at Pocono, kicking off the week at Pocono on Tuesday with the Tough Trucks. 70-lap race. It's race number 1 of a brand new season in the High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series. Of course, tomorrow night will be Chicagoland in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. Race number 5 of the season. That's right, a 100-lap race. Getting right out of the frying pan, back into the fire tomorrow at Chicagoland with the Cup Series. I want to say thank you so much for coming out and joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. and smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. And I want to say thank you for everybody that comes out and watches the races, whether it be live or on replay. Thanks to all those subscribers out there. If you haven't subscribed, you come out and watch the races, please hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button. We want to see more and more people getting these videos so they can check out what TurnLeftTV has got going on. I appreciate you supporting me here at TurnLeftTV. Don't forget, EliteHostingUSA.com, who provides our service here, is our sponsor tonight. And you want to host your website, your online store, VPS hosting, or shared web hosting, those are also available. There are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from, the EliteHostingUSA.com. And don't forget to join us over at HiOctaneRacing.net. You get a quick link to our Discord server, and that's where we do most of our business. Congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm going to have to get out of here. And you know what I say? I am out of here.